Right, we got B-Ball Breakdown, a.k.a. Coach Nick. This one play exposed Team USA versus Lithuania, which they lost to. FIBA World Cup 2023. No offense to the 2023 team, by the way. This makes me appreciate the 2014 team. Remember the 2014 FIBA team had Steph Curry before he won MVP? It had Kyrie. It had Paul George, but, you know, he got injured. Unfortunately, they had D Rose on the team. They had D Rose on the team, and they had I think Klay Thompson too. I'm not sure, but they had someone else. I can't remember right now.
After my first video on Team USA, I expressed some concern that they'd struggle against the better teams in the World Cup. And yesterday, they got blown out in the first half and couldn't get enough stops in the second to allow a physically tough Lithuania team to outshoot them to the victory.
Lefty. Another lefty. Another lefty.
The Lithuanians had a great game plan put together against USA, focusing on the three-point shot and crashing the boards against the smaller Americans. So let's look at how they shot a sizzling 56% from behind the arc while making the first 9 they took. Early on, they caught the USA in an intentional position with Josh Hart at the nail to offer support on the inside ball screen. The problem with nexting here is that it's essentially full help from one pass away, and there is no hope to defend the easiest pass you can make. The Lithuanians wanted to negate their talent deficit by using their strength advantage and cleverly drawing fouls, which meant Jaren Jackson Jr. got into very early foul trouble.
I'm not surprised.
And forced Coach Kerr to go with Paolo Banchero at center. They try and post up on Bridges, who's able to handle the physicality with some of his
and that's what I said, Jaren, please get in the lab. Like, bro, practice your defense. Get a referee to your workout so you can know what's a foul is not a foul. Please. Jaren has potential to be the top 10 player, one of the top 10 players in the NBA if he just gets his foul trouble in order and gets more consistent.
To get
Come on, Jaren, I want this for you.
They decide to get into a pick and roll with Jonas Valanciunas on the right wing. With
shoot the 3 block shots, you gotta stay out of foul trouble, bro.
But leaves Valanciunas wide open.
I saw you got nutmeg by Justice Friend. Come on. Come on now. You're better than that.
On a favorite shot of his, where Josh Hart should have rotated to get a hand up. They then want to take advantage of Banchero in the post, and I like how Anthony Edwards doubles from the lowest position along the baseline. But Lithuania is well prepared. They dive Bradzikas to the rim, and that forces Hart to pick him up. Ideally, Hart would then turn around and close out on an angle from the basket to the corner. I don't mind Jalen Brunson hustling to take away the three-point shot, but Hart is a step slow, realizing he needs to get to the wing, and that's all the room Jokubaitis needs. The Lithuanians run some of the best offense of anyone in this tournament. It's a big reason why they haven't lost yet, and they catch Team USA completely unprepared for Spain pick and roll, which is a ball screen on the right wing and a back screen to the ball screener's man. The wrinkle is that they make this a cross screen. Walker Kessler had no idea it was coming because Edwards didn't call it out. And Banchero was supposed to stop and switch on to Benzias here. He foolishly runs to the ball as if it's drop coverage, leaving the backside exposed to a 2-on-1, and the nice one more pass gets the most desirable perimeter shot in the game of basketball, wide open.
Corner pocket.
The lead is growing on this fast break. It almost looks like
Tyler Bacon when you do anything to fuck anything up, right?
On the court than the Americans.
He fucked it up, Tyler Bacon. The moment you step into the game, you fuck things up already. You're already losing by double digits.
Behind him, credit to the no-look pass that fools him completely, and I don't like this effort by
Tyler Bacon!
As they give up
you just got to the game, you should be fresh, full of energy!
Another wide open corner 3. Here's another clever set they run to get a shooter open. The back
USA
screen
gives me a
Karanowskis
headache.
forces a switch, and then they run flex action with the ghost screen on the block, and then screening the screener in a loop across the court. Banchero neither calls out the screen nor steps
They're just
up
not talking. They need to communicate on the offense and defense.
Either switch.
Bro, I know coaches will make us run because we can't communicate on defense, bro. Steve Kerr, you need to do the same shit, bro. If the rec coaches can do it, you can definitely do it. These rec coaches will make us run last, run suicides for not communicating on defense, bro.
Support. So Karanowskis takes 3
They even do this in rec league.
Completely miss into this wide open top of the key shot. They then disguise Spain pick and roll with an initial 1-4 alignment, and this is a distinctly European action. The guy in the left block crosses the court to set a pin down for the guy in the corner. They cut the passer across the court right as the ball screener is sprinting up to make contact on Haliburton. And here is the back screen on Jaren Jackson Jr. It doesn't even matter as Dimsa gets a sliver of daylight to splash off the dribble. They still haven't missed a three-pointer yet as that lead gets to 20 on this play. Another Spain pick and roll. This time watch the handoff guy roll, then loop back around to back screen Jaren Jackson. The defense screws this up once again when Haliburton refuses to switch, instead chasing the ball into an effective double team that leaves Motiejunas so open he can lick his thumb and check the wind before shooting it. If you look at some of the facial hair on the Lithuanian team, it should be clear why they hit so many threes, since they kept their beards so well groomed. And you could get that same precision with Manscaped's Beard Hedger Pro Kit. Just look how inspiring Jonas Valanciunas' beard was as it propelled his team to victory. The Beard Hedger trimmer has a powerful 7,200 RPM motor and titanium.
You nice with it. You nice with that, Bachar. You nice with it. Max.
All is really easy to remember when we're talking about Manscaped products, right? The Americans play with fire again on drop coverage against a ball screener who is a shooter, and this time Ingram fully rotates to the pop, but the fumble actually helps the offense as Ingram looks like he's on skates, and despite two players in the vicinity, Kuzminskas calmly drops the shot in. We'll talk a little bit about the 18 offensive rebounds USA gave up in a minute, but they catch Haliburton helping one.
Shit, what, how many?
Talk a little bit about the 18 offensive rebounds.
18! Offensive rebound, you gotta sound like Krillin, bro. 18!
USA gave up in a minute, but they catch Haliburton helping one pass away.
You got me sound like
and
Krillin,
losing
bro.
His man for 2 steps. And I like how Austin
No
Reeves
superpower
goes to
having
blast
so.
the rebound. Sometimes those shots miss into long rebounds and there's nothing you can do. But the key is, how quickly can you match up again? Ingram needs a touch more effort if he wants to stop this open shot from going in. Here's that same handoff in the Spain pick and roll, and Portis seems to understand what's happening and gets lower than the screen so he can maintain his position and drop coverage of Valanciunas. But that means Ingram is supposed to switch to the ball. Frankly, it was a little embarrassing they kept giving up target practice like this. They run Spain pick and roll again, this time on a handoff to the right wing. There's Normantas coming up to backscreen Portis. This time, they switch all 3 players and it worked. Up until Anthony Edwards loses his man ball watching and they give up another catch and shoot corner 3 without a hand up. By generating so many easy shots against a troubled defense, the basketball gods might have decided to look down upon Lithuania favorably. As the shot clock was about to wind down, Edwards plays tremendous defense to deflect the ball, and it just doesn't seem possible, but Kuzminskas doesn't even look at the basket as a shot connects and basically rips the heart out of the Americans.
When it rains, it pours, right? When it rains, it pours. What did
Interestingly, while the Lithuanians grabbed 14 offensive rebounds, doubling up USA, hardly any one of them resulted in a putback or a score on the reset. So you can't say this was a huge factor. However, there were a couple in the second half that allowed Lithuania to maintain their slim lead and tread water in the face of a determined USA.
Paulo's getting out rebound. Paulo, come on, you average 10 rebounds a game in the NBA. Now you tell me you go FIBA, you can't get a rebound?
To maintain their slim lead.
Dang, look at the grab the ball.
Water in the face of a determined USA
Man's playing volleyball with it.
That had a lot of momentum
Wrong sport,
on their
Paulo.
side. If you look at some of the missed threes, you can see that Team USA got lucky that Lithuania didn't even hit more.
They should have guys like Bruce Brown on Team USA, to be honest with you. Dudes like Bruce Brown, DeJounte Murray, who else I like? Alex Caruso. Dudes like that, they should be on Team USA. They ain't losing not one game. They gonna blow every team out. They don't need to come back from 20 down or nothing like that.
Watch how ghosting this ball screen lures Bobby Portis to the ball for a step, but his recovery was good.
Hey, try hard. They need try hards on Team USA.
Ingram needs to be able to grab this board with the precarious 4-point lead.
Bro, what is going on? They can't grab a rebound.
Needs to be able to grab this board.
Dude has a 7'8" wingspan. Can't get a rebound. What did he do?
With the precarious 4-point lead, every extra possession was crucial.
Excuse me.
And you can
USA is
see
making me go crazy, man.
To get the ball down low against the perceived mismatch. Banchero can't come up with this steal of the skip pass, and Portis needs to be rotating to help since the shot clock is about to expire. Instead, Kuzminskas gets an easy and open floater. And Kuz was at it again at the end of the quarter, as the defense did a great job to harass the shooter into a wild shot out of the corner, but no one puts a body on the cutter, who knocks the ball back to himself and back in the basket before the defense can even react. Wow. This was their last offensive rebound, so down the stretch, these things didn't kill the Americans, but you guessed it, Spain pick and roll comes through as they once again failed to switch off of the ball, leaving the back screener wide open. But Ingram doesn't go to the boards hard, his man does, and this 8-point cushion was crucial. Another point of emphasis from the Lithuanians was to use their size down low, and they targeted Austin Reeds, who ended up fouling out and
Ingram forgot how to play basketball because the ball's not in his hands often, so he's not even going to play basketball.
13 minutes. For a guy who was playing so well for them, the Lithuanians understood where they had an advantage. And I can't quite figure out why the Americans wouldn't have doubled the post in support of Reeds.
Is that a team to dream?
Considering how much speed and athletic ability is out there, it seems like Team USA would be able to recover well enough, and it would certainly be worth trying, since I guarantee other teams will try and exploit their bigger bodies in the post against more than just Reeves going forward. Yes, I'm looking at you, Jalen Brunson. Looking at the bracket, the U.S. Other teams will try and exploit their bigger bodies in the post against more than just Reeves going forward. Yes, I'm looking at you, Jalen Brunson. Looking at the bracket, the U.S. might face a tough Germany team that hasn't lost, and despite sideline troubles, Schroeder has been amazing, and they've all been scorching from behind that three-point line.
Schroeder is German?
Beyond that, we'll either get a matchup of 8 NBA players from Canada,
Schroeder was American,
or Luka and his teammates from Slovenia, which means nothing will be easy for the Americans. And if they can't shore up their defensive rotations, these teams will certainly punish them from behind the arc, putting a World Cup title in serious jeopardy.